Welcome to Keepin' It Real, your go-to radio show for fresh insights and vibrant introductions. Get ready to dive into a world where we offer you the latest in real estate wisdom and the juiciest community tidbits. From expert advice courtesy of top realtors to opportunities to give back through local charities, we've got you covered. Plus, we'll shine a spotlight on the young athletes driving our local sports scene and uncover the buzzworthy happenings both in town and beyond. Stay tuned for a jam-packed hour of enlightenment and entertainment right here on Keepin' It Real.
What's in a name? Everything. Long Realty has been a cornerstone of Southern Arizona's real estate market for nearly 100 years. Our name is our bond, and our agents are our strength. Trust in the name that stands for experience and expertise. Visit longrealty.com or call 520-459-4993 to connect with an agent today. Long Realty. Smart move.
All right, good morning and welcome this Saturday morning to Keepin' It Real, brought to you by the Sherry Ethell Team at Long Realty Studios, right behind Denny's on Fry Boulevard. We are here today talking about New Year's resolutions, and I'm here with Pam Chandler from the Sierra Vista Food Co-op. So going to help me with a little health and wellness. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, love to have you guys. You know, we were just wrapping up last week. It was just kind of a discussion about all the different people we'd had. And we had you guys on a couple of times and just really enjoyed talking to you about all the things that go on at the food co-op. But today we're going to talk about New Year's resolutions. Yeah. So... and health. And this conversation's really for anybody who made a promise to themselves about getting healthier and happier. So over the next hour, we're going to explore the fascinating world of the New Year's resolutions and why we make them and what are the most popular ones, and most importantly, how we can actually keep them. That's a tough one. Yeah. That's always the tough one. Everybody's so awesome. You always hear about gym memberships, how they just explode at the first of the year, and then by March, they're gone. Nobody's going. Yeah. But today, we're going to go beyond the myths and get into the real science of behavioral change. So, Pam, lead us off with stuff on New Year's resolutions, please.
Well, first of all, you know, I think that it's very easy to see why we make New Year's resolutions. Yeah. You know, it's the end of the year. We kind of are looking back. How did the year go? Right. You know, what things would you like to change? You know, so I think that it's very common. And even, you know, as I was preparing for today, the first question I asked myself that I wanted to know was, is it only us? Or like, do people do this across the world? Actually, across the world, the majority of countries, you know, the people do resolutions every year. I was taking a look at some statistics to see, well, what are the top 10 resolutions? Sure. You know, and so... you know, the first one is the number one thing is people want to exercise more. Yep, that gym. The gym membership. That's it. That's it. The second one is to save more money.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yep. The third one is eat healthier.
Right.
And then the fourth one is to spend more time with your friends and family.
That's a good one.
Yep. Number 5 is weight loss.
Of course. Yeah, we see that a lot, right?
That's it. Yep. Number 6 is improve performance on the job.
Really?
Yeah.
That's actually kind of surprising to me. Yeah. That people are thinking about that a little bit. You know, just a little bit.
Yeah.
But that's good. That's a good thing.
Yeah, that's true. I'm not sure if that would have been on my top 10 list.
Right. Probably.
You know, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It is good. Well, when you think about it, you know, these are competitive times.
That's true.
So it's probably on people's mind a lot.
Right.
You know, that's right. So number 7 is do more for the environment.
Okay.
Yeah, which I understand as a co-opian.
Yeah, right. A co-opian.
That's right. That's right. Number 8 is to reduce stress on the job.
Oh, that's important. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that I can understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Number 9, spending less time on social media.
Oh, boy. Good luck with that one. That's a tough one.
Yeah. And then number 10 is quit smoking.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Still made the top 10 list. Okay.
Yeah, and these are USA. These top 10 are particularly to us in our nation.
So,
you know?
So Pam, what do the experts say about making New Year's resolutions? Are they actually effective?
Well, they are if we follow a couple of things. What they found, they did some research. this Professor E.J. Mazzicampo from Wake Forest University. He's an expert in goal setting and self-regulation. And what they found is that when people do this, this one thing, that it really helps a lot.
Okay.
And
What's that
is to make a plan. You don't just make a goal.
Okay.
You make a plan. And so, the more detailed, the better.
I was going to ask that. Does that have to be very specific
Yeah,
then?
it's very specific because, believe it or not, the more specific it is, the less you have to think about it.
Right.
And it becomes more automatic.
You probably don't cheat as much either because it's kind of ambiguous. You know, you got a little bit of cheating
That's
on
right.
the edges. So, yeah.
Being ambiguous is not a good thing when it comes to New Year's resolutions. And really, they're more like short-term goals and long-term goals.
Okay.
So you think about the goal setting, and it works. Goal setting works really well for New Year's resolutions.
Now that you mentioned it, it almost seems better when you mention it as a goal versus a resolution. Because resolutions, I don't know, we've gotten so used to breaking them. Yeah. You know, goals almost seem like they're more like important.
Yeah.
That's good.
Well, there is a psychology behind making a resolution that they found, though.
Oh, okay.
And that is when people, when you take a look at a people who resolve to have a goal versus people who say, I'm just I think this year, I think I just want to just lose weight. But they don't put much thought into it.
Yeah, how they're going to do it or what they're going to do.
And they don't really make a resolution. But people, it actually helps a little to resolve to do it.
Okay.
So you can kind of double up on that. You can resolve to do it, and you can make a detailed plan. Then you're going to do pretty good here.
So what percentage of people actually keep those resolutions, you know, when you start thinking about that?
Well, before I tell you that, there's a certain way that will really help you a lot when you're making your plan.
Okay.
All right. And that is to make if-then statements.
If-then?
Yeah. So say, for example, on your plan, you want to go walking on Monday, Wednesday, Fridays.
Right.
See, that's part of your plan in the morning.
That's very specific. Okay.
It is. It's very specific. You can say, okay, if it's Wednesday, then I put my shoes on and I go out for my walk.
Okay.
Or you can say, oh, if it's Wednesday, after breakfast, I'll go for my walk.
Yeah.
And
so even more detail, really.
It's more detail. And if you
but
can
it's
make
driving
it.
you.
Yeah. So if it's this, then it's that.
Okay.
And they found that if we can stick to these details, that it becomes automatic and we don't have to think about it as much. It becomes more of the habit.
Yeah. Which is kind of what we're trying to do.
That's right. Yeah.
So I had asked, what's the percentage of people who actually keep their resolutions? I mean, what's that look like?
Well, about 46% of people who make resolutions keep them.
Oh, that's surprising. That's actually high.
It is.
In a lot of ways, yeah.
Yeah. And what they found, though, is that it's really an approach-oriented, if they can set it up as an approach-oriented goal.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's that mean?
Okay. So an approach-oriented goal is like goals that focus on achieving something positive. And it's versus avoidance-oriented goals.
Oh.
Yeah. So like an avoidance-oriented goal would be like, I want to stop eating junk food. Well, first of all, so you're avoiding something, but you're not really being very detailed either.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're just avoiding that one thing, and
That's
you
right.
could still eat crappy. You could replace junk food with some other thing, soda or something.
Yeah. So we're gonna add a positive goal to it, and we're gonna make it a bit more detailed.
All right. What would that look like?
Okay. So a positive goal would be, I will be eating carrots and peanut butter as a healthy snack. And I think the important thing to do is, no matter what your resolutions are, be sure you have the supplies on hand that you need, that you say that you're going to need.
Oh, yeah, right.
I mean, 'cause
if you don't have peanut butter and carrots, you're kind of shot.
Yeah.
You already blew it.
Well, yeah, and if you're not carrying, say that you need to carry it with you in a lunchbox, so have everything that you need so that you're not out driving around and boom, you're hungry.
Right.
And you're like, okay, well, and you're stuck, and then you get tempted to go to the drive-through, whatever, right? So,
right. No, that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, even if it's running, you wanna get up and run or walk. Just have the items that you need, so that you can be more successful keeping your goal.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So these are action-driven. I will eat carrots, right? As opposed to, I want to just stop eating junk food, So you have it defined and it's positive and it takes action. It's also helpful if we set some short-term goals. Sometimes long-term goals can be overwhelming. And if your long-term goal would be to lose 50 pounds, that can be overwhelming. But you can set up a short-term goal, and say, okay, I want to lose 6 pounds every month. And suddenly it makes it kind of more manageable.
Right.
Yeah.
The best way to eat an elephant is one bite at a time, right?
Yeah, that's right.
It's a tough goal. 50 pounds is a lot. Probably seems overwhelming.
It is. But when you think about 6 pounds per month.
Yeah, doable then maybe.
Yeah, that's actually not bad. So this helps us to win these little victories, and it builds confidence for the next step, really.
Sure.
Now, this confidence can be seen really like a positive feedback loop, and it helps you to build self-efficacy. And what I mean by that is when you have these little successful steps, they actually naturally propel you forward, to the next thing.
Okay.
Because you're like, yeah, I did it. Okay.
Yeah. Get some momentum. Okay, I got it.
Right. Yeah.
I gotcha.
Yeah. Okay, if I were to summarize what we just went through, just to help people get it in their mind. One is to make a definite plan that includes if-then steps.
Okay.
Make the goals and approach positive action-oriented goals, not avoidance.
Right.
Right? Okay, and make short-term goals that help make goals small and manageable.
That makes sense. Well, let's hold our thought right there.
Okay.
I got another question for you coming up, but I want to take a quick break. We'll be right back, folks, with Keepin' It Real, brought to you by the Sherry Ethell Team right here at Long Realty Studios. We'll be right back.
In a town with heart and history, the Sherry Ethell Team is the key. Serving service that we agree for military law and retirees. Stress-free process you will see. Personal care is our guarantee. Real integrity, real results. The Sherry Ethell Team, we never halt. Real experts here to guide your way, making dreams come true every single day. Trusted team that knows just what to do. The Sherry Ethell Team, working for you. Real integrity, real results. The Sherry Ethell Team is your one and only call.
It's the Home Spotlight Series, brought to you by the Sherry Ethell Team at Long Realty, where home stories are told until they're sold.
Welcome to 434 Meadowood in Sierra Vista's Vista View Resort, a charming 2-bedroom, 2-bath home with office and den, offering 1,408 square feet of thoughtful updates and move-in ready comfort. Enjoy an open living layout with the kitchen, dining, and living space together, a spacious kitchen with Corian counters, double oven, and stainless appliances, plus updated tile floors and baths. You'll appreciate the newer HVAC system replaced in 2024 and a well-maintained flat roof for peace of mind. This premium lot backs to a green space for privacy, desert views, and a covered patio, perfect for outdoor living. A block wall surrounds the yard and a 2-car garage at convenience. All this within Vista View Resort's gated 55-plus community featuring clubhouse, heated pool and spa, pickleball trails, a dog park, and an active social calendar. Offered now at just $195,000.
Set up an appointment today. Buy and sell with the Sherry Ethell Team at Long Realty. We make success stories for a living.
All right, welcome back. This is Dion Ethell, your host of the Keepin' It Real radio show, brought to you by Sherry Ethell and her team here at Long Realty Studios. And I'm here with Pam Chandler from the Sierra Vista Food Co-op, and we are talking about New Year's resolutions and health. And she's just kind of outlined some ways that we can dial in our approach. And if you just tuned in, we talked about kind of a summary of what we discussed. We said the best way to do it is make a definitive plan that includes if-then steps. And we'll talk more about all these things, but make the goals approach or positive action oriented. Make your short-term goals that help make you keep them small and manageable. And we'll talk about all these again, but I got a question for you. So how long does it take to make a new habit?
Well, actually, the research shows that it takes between 66 days and 8 months.
8 months?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Well, and it depends.
Well, that's probably me.
Yeah. Oh.
I think that's talking to me. I'm that 8-month guy.
Well, and it depends on how complicated the goal is.
Yeah,
so
that makes
that's
sense.
really
Yeah,
it. I
sure.
mean, so the easier stuff is like shorter. Yeah. So.
Do you find, and this is just a personal question, I don't know what you're like, but I'm just thinking of myself a little bit. And, once I get a habit, man, I'm dialed in.
Yeah.
But getting that habit, it's slow for me. It's hard for me to build it into a habit. Is that any different for you? Are you easy to pick up a new habit? And then if so, how do you do that? Like, what's your secret? I struggle at that.
For myself, I have, what I've gone through this process, and I have personally found without reading any information that what they said was true. My first thing was, I want to do this or I want to avoid that. Yeah. But I wouldn't make a plan. And I would fail every time, and I'll tell you what, it's frustrating. Because then, when you don't follow a plan, it's easy to fail, and then you begin to feel kind of a little down about it. Yeah. I haven't made any details on it. So I would go through, and I would actually get very detailed, and right off the bat, I was 100 times more successful. Right. Yeah.
That makes sense. And they say if you write things down too, you're even more likely to do them. I just forget. I'm so busy, like many people, you're just so busy, especially in the mornings when you're trying to get things off. Moms are trying to get their kids off to school, or get to work, and other people are doing the same thing. And, I'm trying to get to work, try to get things going and take care of all the animals. I got a lot of animals at home. I forget what I'm doing. Well, and then I'm like, oh no, I forgot to do that.
It's funny because one thing that really helped me, because at one point in time, I had a lot of management duties that I had to do that kept me super busy. Yeah. And so what I turned to was the block timing. I don't know if you've ever done a block timing. Block timing. Okay. So that way, block timing is like from 8 to 10, I do this. From 10 to 12, I do that.
Yeah, I try to do that. I'm not very good. I even try to put it on my calendar. My wife is super good with that stuff, Like if she's got a time or whatever, she's better at that than I am. Or I don't look at my calendar. Yeah.
What you can do is you can give yourself broader periods of time. Yeah. You can still do a block, but give yourself a lot of wiggle room. Okay. So then that way,
you feel like you're accomplishing it at least.
Well, you can accomplish it within the zone. Yeah. But then you have all this space. Okay. So to help you not fail.
Now, I know you want to talk about some science-backed strategy. Yeah. What is that?
Well, so, people have been studying goal setting for a long time.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. And so they have those...
Lots of books out there.
Yeah. And there's even a local guy who took a class at Cochise College. Okay. And he wrote a very good book that I have. Okay. It's very nice. Anyway, so they want us to keep this acronym in mind, and those to make SMART goals. Okay. And then the SMART is really an acronym, and that is to be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Makes sense. We talked about that. Be specific, let it be measurable, achievable.
So instead of saying exercise more, what would you say?
Yeah, so measurable, it could be like going up in weight as far as your strength. Yeah. Going up in how much weight you're lifting. Okay, so be specific again. Yeah. And then
specific time amounts too, I'm sure.
Or be specific, be measurable. Measurable, say that you're just walking. Yeah. And so you can be specific and measurable and say, I want to walk for 35 minutes every morning. And then achievable is super important because they want us to keep our goals attainable. Yeah. Yeah, don't be unrealistic. Because you don't want to, and you can start out small, like later when I share what my New Year's resolution is. Yeah. They're actually very small.
I think that's part of our problem a lot of times, too, is we take on too much. We want to, this year is going to be the year I'm going to do all these things, and then we don't end up accomplishing them.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And, honestly, with the goals that I want to set, the reason why they're simple is because this is my weakest area. and I want to be successful.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
What's the next thing here?
Okay. The next thing they want you to do is to go ahead and use the if-then statements that we talked about before. Third is to focus on one thing at a time. On the average, people are trying to change like 15 things about themselves. Don't do that. Just choose the things that mean the most to you. Make them small and achievable. So that
makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, so that success is easier. The fourth thing is to reward yourself for short-term achievements.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what do you do to reward yourself?
Okay, so you can celebrate yourself if you've lost your 6 pounds.
Yeah.
In a month. I mean, it's 6 pounds.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's great. And so go buy yourself something. You know, you can go buy yourself a T-shirt or a new something.
Not an ice cream.
No, not an ice cream.
Okay, all right, you heard it. Don't ruin yourself.
Yeah.
All right, no cheating.
Choose celebratory items that won't kill your goal.
Right.
Okay?
It's not working against you. All right,
That's
darn
right.
it. I'm trying.
All right. And the fifth thing is make it enjoyable. You know, find activities that you actually enjoy.
That's a little bit of a challenge, I think, too, when you think about it, because, I think a lot of people, you want to lose weight. Is that really enjoyable? It's kind of a tough thing for a lot of people, especially it's probably something they struggle with. I know that for me, that's always tough. Yeah. Like, I want to go work out more, but I hate working out. So it's like, how do you find fun in that?
Yeah.
It's tough. I've
had this conversation with ladies at the gym, because I've been going to the gym for a long time. Yeah. My whole life, I think I was birthed running. Yeah. Honestly. So my whole life, I've had conversations with ladies at the gym saying they don't really like working out.
Yeah, that's me.
And I say, you know what, just find working out is defined by a lot of things. Yeah. So, like, it can be hiking. Do you like hiking?
Yeah, that's true.
Well, there you are, there.
Yeah, I guess I could do more of that. I don't know. We always associate with the gym and stuff. I do feel better, though. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's honestly the only thing that keeps me coming back is I feel so much better. Yeah. It's tough to remember that. Like the next time you're already like, nah, I don't like it again.
Yeah. Well, and so I think that rotation is super important.
Okay.
Like,
that makes sense.
You can hike. Yeah. You can go, honestly, this is what I like. This is what my family and I did with our kids. Yeah. We would go to Bisbee on the weekends and we would stair climb.
I've got a friend of mine who's doing that. She's doing that all the time, doing this. And I'm like, you did all of them? And she's like, I did them all. And now she's doing them pretty regularly. Yeah. It got to be the point where she'd built herself up, small goals, exactly. And then overcame it. Now it's just like something she goes and does as like you said, kind of something different on an alternative.
Exactly.
So,
and sometimes, you know what? There's like my husband, he likes repetition. He likes consistency. He likes doing the same thing. Yeah. I'm totally different. I'm all over the place. I like to bike ride. I like to stair climb. I like to hike. So we see, what we settled in on is something that we do together. We go to the gym, but on Mondays we go to Ramsey Canyon Hummingbird Preserve. Okay. And we we go through the switchbacks and we go just to the first lookout. Yeah. And we come back down. Huh. And we enjoy doing that together. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, so there's a lot of, you can see things differently. Like if you don't like to go to the gym and you want to be in nature, go to the Hummingbird Preserve. Yeah, it might actually help me a little bit. That's a great point that you brought up. It might help me to mix it up a little bit because I get trapped a little with doing monotonous things and doing the same thing over and over, and then I don't want to do it. Yeah. And that might actually help me kind of be personally accountable. Yeah. Well, and if you want to make it fun, you could make a thing to go to Bisbee on Thursdays and go walk around town. When I go, I have a certain circuit that I walk, but every time I go, I try to find a staircase I've never been on before.
Oh, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, and you can find these little hidden
hard
things.
Yeah,
and
lot of stuff.
Then afterwards, we go to the Bisbee Coffee Company and go have some coffee.
Nice.
I mean, that's the treat.
Little reward, right?
It's the reward.
Okay,
there you
makes sense. Well, how about pitfalls? So, what are the pitfalls to avoid when you're making New Year's resolutions?
All right. So first of all, we don't want to be too ambitious or unrealistic.
Yeah, we kind of talked about that.
Yeah. The second one is don't use negative language or avoidance goals. Make them positive and action-oriented. Right?
I know we often do that, right? That negative self-talk. Yeah. I've heard that term a lot of times, you know, and you're talking to yourself like, well, kind of like me, I hate the gym. You've already talked yourself out of it before you even got there. And
or you could say, but I love the idea of being outside or going to Bisbee.
Yeah, right. No, that's good.
Yeah,
that's good.
Be positive. All right. So the third pitfall is not having a plan.
Right.
And being vague with your intentions, like, oh, I want to be healthier. But you don't really have a plan, right? I think we all want to be healthier. I think we all want to be more active.
Yeah.
You know, but so how are we going to do that?
Yeah, that's probably a really good point. I think that, probably a lot of us do that. We're a little bit too ambiguous about what we're wanting to do, or we're so generalized. I don't know if we do that on purpose because we know in the back of our mind we got a little wiggle room, or if it's just because we're not really sure how we're going to get there. But if you thought about it more, you're probably more likely to achieve it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and this is not written down, but I'm going to throw this in there. And that is when you write your plan and your details in the actual rubber on the road, doing it, if you find it needs to be altered because maybe you were being too unrealistic, or maybe you didn't have the supplies that you thought you could have, or it's not fitting into your schedule.
Right.
Go ahead and adjust it a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Be
it's
flexible.
okay. Be flexible. Adjust it a bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't mess you up.
It doesn't mean that it's going to mess up your goals. It just, you can just tailor it a bit more. Don't be afraid to tailor it a bit more.
Sure.
The next is don't expect perfection, in that if you miss a day, doesn't mean that you failed.
Yeah.
Just pick it up the next day.
And so the research actually shows that it doesn't mess you up that way? Yeah.
No, you just pick it up.
Just pick it up.
Just pick it up.
That's kind of a good feeling because I do that often, and then you feel kind of like, oh, I've already blown it for the whole month, you know? And you're like, because I missed it.
Yeah.
Okay, good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah. And the last one is don't give up too early. Remember, it takes.
Uh-oh. Man, you are talking to me a lot today. This is really frustrating.
66 days or more.
Or more. Up to 8 months we were talking about. Holy moly, to make it an actual habit, right?
Yeah, that's right. And you want it to be a life change.
Yeah.
You do. It's not just, it's the 66th days shouldn't be on your calendar and be like, woo, I did it. Okay, see you later. You know, no, it's really about life changes.
Yeah.
I mean, because you want to be healthy the rest of your life. You don't want to be healthy just for 66 days. Right?
So what's the bottom line before we take a quick break?
The bottom line is just make goals that are attainable. Give yourself grace, right? Don't give up. Stick in there. You can do it.
Okay.
Have a detailed plan. It's all good.
You heard it right there from Pam Chandler. She is at the Food Co-op. So if you want to come over to Food Co-op right here in Sierra Vista, you can come see her. But she's talking about New Year's resolutions. And folks, we'll be right back with Keepin' It Real, brought to you by Sherry Ethell and the team here at Long Realty Studios. We'll be right back, folks.
Discover excellence in real estate with the Sherry Ethell Team at Long Realty, your premier choice in Cochise County. Sherry's amazing team brings honesty, expertise, and a deep understanding of the local market. Whether you're a first-time buyer or a seasoned homeowner, they're committed to your peace of mind and handle every detail for you.
Their approach? Personalized service. Above and beyond transactional real estate, building lifelong relationships, nationwide connections, local expertise. There's a reason this team is amongst the top realtors in Arizona and across the nation.
You owe it to yourself to call or visit the Sherry Ethell Team, the top team at Long Realty, behind Denny's on Fry Boulevard in Sierra Vista. Call or text 717-599-2439 or Google us for more info. Real integrity, real results.
All right, welcome back on this beautiful Saturday morning with the Sherry Ethell Team at Long Realty Studios and Keepin' It Real. I'm Dion Ethell, and I'm here with my friend here from the Sierra Vista Food Co-op, Pam Chandler, and we are talking New Year's resolutions. All right, Pam, so tell me, are you planning any New Year's resolutions this year?
I've really got one that is near and dear to my heart that I need to work on. and that is bringing down my hemoglobin A1C.
Okay, and what is that exactly? Well, I mean, I'm not super knowledgeable with that. So what's that help you with?
Okay, well...
Is that blood sugar? Or?
It is. It's your blood sugar. And so on the red blood cell, we have hemoglobin, which carries oxygen.
Okay.
All right, that hemoglobin actually is a good recorder of your average blood sugar on a daily basis across like 2-3 months.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's a good tracker on what's actually going on. And in my family, diabetes runs in my, is pretty strong. Okay,
so you're just trying to...
Yeah, and while I eat well, and I exercise my whole life, I've exercised. But in spite of that, I have some weaknesses that don't really play in my favor.
Right.
And I know that on my second pregnancy, I was also gestational diabetic. Okay. Even though I was eating good and still exercising.
Wow. I didn't know you could still be... Well, is that because it's hereditary or... Is it just...
For me, I felt like it was. I feel like it just kind of runs in the family.
Yeah.
And in
your genes.
Yeah. Okay. And so we are... I don't know if anyone ever follows the blood type diet, but we're O's. Okay. I follow the blood type diet. And O's are more hunter-gatherers. And so they're the blood type that can eat more meat. Huh. Right? We have strong stomach acids so that we can eat more meat. But carbs are not our friends. Okay. And I would say that is pretty much describes my family. Huh. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Do you remember any of the other blood types? What they...
Yeah, well, so there's A and there's AB. And I don't specifically... They look at people who were like Pacific Islanders. Yeah. They eat more fish. Uh-huh. There's another type that the meat that is really good for them to eat is turkey. Oh. But it all has to do with our intestines, our absorption, and lectins. Huh. I don't know.
It's kind of interesting. I might have to go back and look at that. I'm B negative, so I'm kind of a little bit more rare blood. But...
it's interesting. It's kind of funny because there's a diet out there in the world, really, for everyone. Right. I mean, because you got people who are vegan and they do really well being a vegan. Uh-huh. But now my son is an O. Yeah. And we're of this hunter-gatherer lineage, and we really are. Yeah. And he tried to be a vegan, and it made him very sick.
Yeah. I've heard that before. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, but the funny thing is that there's a lot of people who are very healthy on being a vegan.
Of course, yeah.
in my mind, this is just my opinion. Yeah. That they are probably within that blood type who do better as a vegetarian. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it's complex too, and probably has a lot to do with your genetics and all the other things, where you're from, and maybe some of the geography and whatnot too. But it's an interesting thing. I really hadn't given it much thought until you mentioned, and then you mentioned blood types, and it's kind of the first time I've heard that. Yeah. So kind of interesting.
It is interesting. So I have to watch out for carbs. And so, here I am. I'm on public radio, and I'll be confessing that I'm a snacker.
Uh-oh.
I am.
So what are you going to do about that?
Well, so that's it. So what I'm going to show you is that these may sound super easy. Yeah. Like my goals. I'm only going to eat 3 meals a day.
Okay.
Okay. Well, we're supposed to be eating 3 meals a day. Yeah. But no snacking, because what that does is that it keeps my insulin higher consistently.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. So I need to stop that. And second is one thing that people who have diabetes know is that walking is very good for you. And so is weightlifting, by the way. So I'm going to walk for 10 to 15 minutes after each meal, just to help bring my blood sugar down after I have a meal. But for me, I can't just go outside for 10, 15 minutes after I eat because I work. Yeah. And so, I have to take that into consideration. When I'm at home, I'm probably going to be on my elliptical machine, and I'm going to be walking the dog. But at work, I probably will have to...
You can walk around the store?
I'll walk around the store, or I may not take a full lunch.
So what's next on your list then?
So on my list is to stop eating dinner at least 3 or 4 hours before I go to bed. Wow. So having an early dinner.
That's early, yeah.
Yeah. So eat at 5. And then I have enough time to walk the dog and get my minutes in as well. I don't have any other underlying health conditions.
Okay.
So I feel like I'm pretty safe doing these things. But
that's a good point too. You probably should. You probably don't want to take on anything that could cause you health concerns or anything.
Yeah.
If you're diabetic or you're something else.
Yeah.
Be careful about that one. Your New Year's resolutions. Make sure that you consult your physician if you've got something going on.
Yeah. So my plan is to every year in January I have my annual health exam, and I'm just going to go and tell my doctor what I'm doing. And then one thing I would really like to do is talk to them about an intermittent fasting schedule.
Oh.
So of all of my elements that I want to work on, the intermittent fasting is going to be the toughest. Everything else I feel like is
I've got some friends who do that, and that just seems like no bueno for me.
No bueno, yeah.
But it sounds healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does sound healthy. It's just, I don't know if that's for me yet. But, well, that's a very good thing to do when changing your diet and your exercise programs. I think especially if a person has some underlying, health concerns or conditions, or maybe are a little more prone to one thing or another because of family genetics and other things. That's good.
Well, and when you think about it, okay, it's a new year.
Yeah.
And going and talking to your doctor and having, your annual blood tests and all that. It's kind of a good thing. I feel like it's a good thing because you're like, okay, this is a fresh start. And going and talking to him and looking at your blood results and all of that may help you clarify what you want to work on.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It may put it in a degree of order of importance.
So I got another question for you. Working in the health kind of industry, have you noticed anything else that people do or talk about at the beginning of the new year? Is there anything that stands out to you?
It never fails. Come January, people want to go on a cleanse.
Oh, yeah. I've heard that. Yeah, I actually got a friend of mine who just went through a whole cleanse thing. Yeah. And it's funny because he's a little bit older than I am, not by a lot, maybe 8 or 9 years, but he lost a lot of weight and everything, and he feels really good. And we were out hunting this year, and he was hiking, I think a little faster than I was even.
Wow.
And so I thought, what's
Good
going on with that?
Yeah.
So it worked for him.
Good.
That's interesting.
Well, and I think that we can cleanse, but what people don't understand is that we naturally cleanse on a daily basis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How so?
Okay, so usually our liver, our kidneys, our gastrointestinal system, our lung, and our skin help us to detox on a daily basis.
Right.
The problem that we have as Americans is that we oversaturate ourselves.
Boy, that's probably true, right? And there's so much processed foods that we intake a lot these days, which are harder to digest.
Yeah, that's
Everything's
right.
working overtime.
Yeah, so I usually have a spiel that I give to the people when they come in and they want to go on a cleanse.
Okay.
But it's an important spiel.
So what's that?
Okay. So the thing is that we have a tendency, even I'm talking to myself here, Miss Snacker.
Right. The snacker.
Is that these periods of time when we're not eating are super important to our body.
Right.
So just having 3 meals is good. Intermittent fasting is good.
Okay.
And there are certain things that we can do naturally. We don't need to go and buy all these herbs. And if we can just follow these natural principles, our body will cleanse on its own. And it's super important because our liver takes our liver time to process and break down and filter break down all of the toxins that it needs to get rid of.
Well, this is a tough time of the year for the old liver.
It is.
It's the holidays.
It's the holidays.
Between all the fatty foods and all the alcohol that's consumed and everything else, this is a tough time for the liver.
Yeah, it is. It is. So I think that people don't realize that the amount of time. So think of it. Okay, everybody will take a thought here.
All right.
Now, just say, for example, you're going to take all these herbs.
Yeah.
And these herbs and stuff are going to pull the toxins out of your fat. Our bodies store toxins in our fat. Mm-hmm. And it does that purposely because it's trying to hide those toxins from your organs. It's protecting your organs. So
Yeah.
it's going to, any toxin that you get, it's going to stick it in the fat.
Yeah.
All right, so now here you are taking all these herbs and stuff, and it's pulling all the toxins out of your fat. And your liver has to process all of that.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, and it takes
Interesting.
hours. It takes hours. And, sometimes people will complain when they go on a cleanse that they have headaches, that they have skin eruptions, that they have, flu-like symptoms.
Oh.
Yeah. And it's because they've come to a point now their liver cannot process
So
as
are they
fast.
kind of overdoing it then?
Well, yeah, they're overdoing it. And what people don't realize is you don't really need to do that.
All right. Well, let's take a quick break.
Okay.
We'll come back and you can explain all about it.
Okay.
We'll be right back, folks, with Pam Chandler from the Sierra Vista Food Co-op. And again, we're talking about all kinds of health and wellness, New Year's resolutions, and all those good things. So perfect timing right after Christmas to kind of get our minds wrapped around the new year coming in. This is the Sherry Ethell Team at Long Realty Studios, and this is Keepin' It Real. We'll be right back.
We're the real wayfinders, the trailblazers, the go-getters. In a town where the desert wakes before dawn, we don't just talk, we make things happen. And when we speak, it's real, it's genuine, and it's worth hearing. Tune in every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. on Cool 104.1 FM. Join the Sherry Ethell Team for Keepin' It Real, where top realtors, local heroes, and the heartbeat of our community come together. Raw, authentic conversations, expert market insights, and the best local events you can't afford to miss. Keepin' It Real, celebrating our community. Bold, genuine, one of a kind.
It's the Home Spotlight Series brought to you by the Sherry Ethell Team at Long Realty, where home stories are told until they're sold.
Escape to true off-grid living at 1515 South Hidden Valley Road in Bisbee, Arizona. This incredible 3-bedroom, 2124 square foot log cabin rests on over 30 rolling acres with stunning views from every window. The open great room welcomes you to soaring gable ceilings, rustic log beams, beautiful staircase, and warm wood floors. The country kitchen blends vintage charm and modern convenience, complete with a functioning antique stove, propane range, refrigerator, and rich wood cabinetry. Upstairs, you'll find a spacious loft with 3 cozy bed nooks perfect for guests or family. Relax on the front porch, entertain on the massive patio, and enjoy the peace of a fully independent power and water system. Most furnishings are included, making this home ready to enjoy right away. 1515 South Hidden Valley Road in Bisbee, Arizona, all for just $400,000.
Set up an appointment today. Buy and sell with the Sherry Ethell Team at Long Realty. We make success stories for a living. All right, welcome back this Saturday morning on Keepin' It Real with the Sherry Ethell Team at Long Realty Studios, and I'm here with Pam Chandler from the Sierra Vista Food Co-op. So again, welcome to the show, Pam. Thank you for all you're doing and giving us the tips on a proper New Year's resolution.
That's right.
And staying healthy.
And staying healthy.
So I think we were talking about cleansing when we left for the break. So explain more about that natural detox process. I mean, just help me kind of understand it. Anything else that we need to talk about on that?
Okay, what a lot of people don't realize is that just by changing your diet, you can naturally cleanse.
And what do you mean by changing it?
Okay, so I had mentioned that we here in America, probably around the world, but I'm just going to leave it in the United States, we snack, we drink a lot of beverages. That's not just water.
Yeah.
You know, so we'll drink all this
you just
stuff.
keep talking to me. It's really frustrating. Yeah, I'm a soda-holic.
Okay, all right. You know, we eat a lot of processed food.
Yeah. That's for sure.
All right.
It's hard not to these days. You know, you really, it's expensive to go organic, and it's kind of, it can be tough to find stuff that isn't processed because we have so many super processed, hyper processed foods.
I totally understand that. If we clean up our diet, if we eat our 3 meals a day, no snacking, you're going to give your body a chance to become hungry. This is something that's super important, and that is when we let our stomach growl and we don't eat, it's that in-between time. Your body will release enzymes and go and clean up debris in your body. That's called autophagy, and that's when your body will go.
Man, you've really got the science down on this stuff.
Well, yeah. The thing about our current day that we're living in is that knowledge abounds.
That's true, right?
It does, and it's
everywhere.
right at your fingertips.
Of course.
I call the computer the magic box. And you can look all this stuff up.
Oh, you can. It's a lot of knowledge at your fingertips.
I encourage everybody to stay curious and question everything. We're surrounded in life by narratives, and we're surrounded by advertising. So the question...
Especially here in the U.S.
Yeah. So if we just want to cut through everything because we're not quite exactly sure if the advertising is real or not.
Right.
So go look. It's in your best interest. So I'm going to give you a list of foods that can help naturally enhance the body's detoxification process. So number 1 are cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, cabbage. These are also the sulfur containing. They're sulfur containing, which is really, really good. But next are berries. Berries are awesome. They're so high in antioxidants, and they're good for the heart. Artichokes are supposed to be good for blood sugar. Garlic, onion, leeks, that's good. Green tea, coriander, and adequate lean protein. All right, so we need those amino acids in the protein to help the body make glutathione, which is a master antioxidant. Eating nutrient-dense foods, whole foods, provides your body the elements it needs to naturally detox. By doing this, you will not overwhelm the body, the liver.
So what are some natural strategies that kind of support that detoxification that you're talking about?
Okay, all right. We'll talk about going to bed and why it's important to sleep. Not only get a good night's sleep, but what we may not realize is that our body's detox system runs according to a circadian rhythm.
Okay.
We may not realize that the timing is very important. The peak detoxification time happens for the liver between 10 and 2. 10 p.m. to 2 a.m.
So if you're staying up till 1 o'clock in the morning, you're hurting yourself.
Yes, because then your liver's not
getting that
detox.
time.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, let's just say your clock's off a little bit, or maybe you worked some weird shifts, and you're kind of almost forced to be in that kind of position. What's that doing? Is it just like throwing off the timing of your natural body?
Natural body rhythms.
Okay.
Yeah. And
interesting.
I don't have anything to say about what could happen. We'll just leave it at it throws everything off.
Well, we all know anybody who's done shift work over their lifetime, and most people have at least once in their lifetime, you know that there are certain shifts that are harder than others. You know, you're more tired, you're fatigued, and your body's not working like it should be. And so that may be part of it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, so next we have cellular repair and regeneration happens between 2 a.m. and 6 a.m. And so we have these specific things. Even I know our hormones are being regenerated. And so we have all of these things that our body needs to do while we sleep. So it's very important.
That makes sense.
Yeah. The next thing that we can do is regular exercise. This improves circulation, lymphatic drainage. It helps you sweat, and that's where our skin helps us to detox, right?
It's kind of funny because we're like, Americans are almost all against sweat a lot of times, right? We're like, you got to put on all this stuff, anti-sweat.
That's right.
And sweat's actually a positive thing for you.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's good. And regular exercise enhances our enzyme activity, which helps our detoxification process.
Okay.
Yeah. The next is eating clean, whole foods, which we talked about.
Right.
Which is important. It gives us fiber, gives us antioxidants, sulfur-containing foods. We want quality protein and cruciferous vegetables.
And when you say quality protein, what does that look like? I mean, is that just healthy cuts of meat, or is that peanut butter or other kinds of proteins, different kinds of proteins?
Well, you know, I'm glad that you say that, because it's kind of funny. I'm going to insert blood type diet here.
Yeah.
But you have people who really are like natural vegetarians. Yeah. And they just don't like meat.
Yeah.
All right. So what do? Well, there's spirulina, contains all the amino acids.
What in the world is that?
Spirulina is an algae.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I like meat.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't, a lot of people put it in protein powders. Yeah. Honestly, I like protein powders.
Yeah, do you?
Yeah, I do. There are certain ones, and I think it's important to find the most quality, but we usually have a shake in the morning.
Yeah.
And we usually have a powder of, of some kind in it.
That's a really interesting one. That's like a New Year's resolution that I failed on. I actually have this great big juicer, and I had this thought in my mind. I was going to make these shakes every morning, and probably got a lot of dust up there in that cabinet. I don't know that it's been brought out for a couple years.
Okay, so I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Did you have a recipe?
I didn't.
Okay.
See, there's that specifics, right? The plan.
I'm saying.
The plan, yeah. That's probably a lot of us, right? We're too vague with our New Year's resolution.
That's right.
Okay.
So eating clean foods, all right, avoiding junk food, and reducing toxin exposure.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. That makes sense.
So we all know, you know what? I'm going to circle back to protein.
Yeah.
Because quality protein, what that really means is unprocessed protein.
Yeah.
Chicken, beef, pork, fish, but that is just a cut, and then you're going to cook it in a pan.
It's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
So on the meat thing, that's one of the things. So I grew up kind of poor, and didn't have a ton of money. And so when I was, especially with young kids and everything, we hunted for food.
Yeah.
You can't eat those horns.
Yeah.
So, we did a lot of that, and we got used to, my kids, in fact, talk all the time now, man, we ate so healthy and so good back then. I can't afford to eat that good now, because we were doing it ourselves, and we lived by not too far from the ocean, and did a lot of fishing and other things. And we still do that. And I'm very particular about, my cuts and everything. And so I'm a live off the land kind of guy, and we grow our own vegetables and everything. But at the same time, I'm probably not quite as deep as some people with spirulina and stuff.
Well, no, it's, you don't have to. The thing is that there are superfoods that you can buy.
Yeah.
But if you're eating, and eating superfoods are really good. Spirulina is an example.
Yeah.
Blueberry powder would be a superfood. Pomegranate,
Right.
Those would be considered to be superfoods. But if you're eating a good, clean diet, don't feel bad if you don't like superfoods.
Yeah.
You don't, so what I'm trying to say is don't buy meat or consume meat that's processed.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I got you.
Yeah,
I got you.
That's all. And if you're eating a good diet, but you don't like spirulina, don't feel bad. It's okay. Totally okay.
And now drinking water, I got to ask. This is one of my bad areas too. I know a lot of people are really good in Arizona about drinking water, but that's probably an important part of your process, right?
Well, it is, because drinking water as opposed to anything else.
Yeah.
Now this is anecdotal. I don't know if there's any research behind it, but I heard somebody say, and I think that we're discerning enough as a people to know certain things to be true, and I would say in a very general sense.
Yeah.
I heard somebody say that if you just drink water, that it'll extend your life.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I mean, and so that's anecdotally. But I kind of have a tendency to believe that, because think about anytime you drink something that's not clear, that means it has particles in it.
Yeah.
All right. And your liver has to filter those particles.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right.
And so, not to mention if there's any additives or sugar or coloring, then your liver really has to process all of that.
That makes sense. No, when I'm doing stuff that's like physical out in the outdoors or whatever, you're going for a hike or something, I'm not drinking a Coke while I'm on the trail, but I try to drink a lot more water, but I'm kind of a bit of a camel. I store it up and then I don't drink it as much, but I try to balance that, I guess, with, not doing other things that would be harmful, so I have few vices. A couple of little ones that probably could, regulate a little bit better. Actually, it's one of my New Year's resolutions. I really want to get specific about not only, and I guess it is kind of an avoidance thing, so I might have to rethink my thinking a little bit here. But, one of the things, I drink a lot of Coke, and I just love Coke. Yeah. And I've quit at times completely cold turkey, 3 months, and then you see that last Coke that's somehow behind something, and you're like, oh, wow. I could drink that one, and then it's like just bam, you're back into it.
You're back in.
Yeah, so it sucks you right back in. Yeah,
no, I totally.
So, but I would like to reduce it. I'm not gonna be, to the point where I give it up completely, because I'm probably not that. But I'm gonna start off small this time, and
there you go.
And I'm not gonna go cold turkey. I'm just gonna kind of. I think I just need to reduce my intake and instead, maybe I'll do a positive, instead of, at certain times of the day, I'll drink a glass of water or something and just get in a habit of doing that, so that those times where I was like in the morning, I'm really bad. I'll open a Coke in the morning and maybe that'll be the time when I drink some water, which is probably better for me.
Well, drinking water first thing in the morning when you wake up helps your liver kind of flush.
Okay. See, there you go.
If people put lemon in it just to help the liver flush out from, being processing all night long.
Yeah. Well, that's going to be one of my big ones. That, and I really want to make time for myself in terms of health, because if you don't, you're going to get trapped. And pretty soon you're so busy, you've filled that time period with other things. And I've got to get out. And I love the idea of just going out and going for a hike or something, even if it's local, it's right near my house or whatever.
Yeah, that's right.
I see people every day walking my road, and I live on a dirt road, and so they're out there walking around. I probably should be that person.
Yeah, no, it's good. And I just want to insert in there that the research shows when you walk in nature, it reduces your cortisol.
Okay. Well, I appreciate your time, Pam. Thank you for bringing your New Year's resolution and talking about just how to stay healthy and whatnot. Again, Pam Chandler from the Sierra Vista Food Co-op and one of our resident health experts here. Got some great stuff for us today. So thank you for doing that. Great timing, I guess, right here coming up with the New Year's. So
you're welcome.
Well, hope everybody out there has a terrific New Year's. Hope you all had a great holiday season. If you celebrate Christmas and whatnot, and if you're not, I hope that you're doing fun stuff with your families and you're enjoying time, taking time for your personal self and your own health and well-being. This is Keepin' It Real, brought to you by the Sherry Ethell Team at Long Realty Studios. And folks, we'll be right back.
Thank you all for tuning in to this week's Keepin' It Real radio show. As we wrap up today's show, we want to take a moment to thank each and every one of you for being part of our journey this year. Your support, trust, and engagement mean the world to us, and it's truly a blessing to serve such an incredible community. This holiday season, we hope your homes are filled with love, laughter, and the joy that makes this time of year so special. May the spirit of Christmas and the warmth of gratefulness for our special country fill your hearts. From all of us at the Sherry Ethell Team, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year filled with peace, happiness, and endless opportunities. Stay safe, stay blessed, my friends, and we'll see you again soon. We'll see you next Saturday, 7 to 8 a.m. right here on Cool 104.1, making radio cool again.
What's in a name? Everything. Long Realty has been a cornerstone of Southern Arizona's real estate market for nearly 100 years. Our name is our bond, and our agents are our strength. Trust in the name that stands for experience and expertise. Visit longrealty.com or call 520-459-4993 to connect with an agent today. Long Realty. Smart move.
Thank you for tuning in to this edition of the Keepin' It Real radio show. Join us next Saturday from 8 to 9 a.m. for more engaging interviews with top realtors and industry leaders, keeping you informed about the latest trends in real estate. Stay connected with us as we bring you updates on the dynamic events shaping our vibrant community. From exciting local happenings to noteworthy charities and causes, we've got you covered. See you next week for another edition of Keepin' It Real.